How loud is it? Let's see. Let's turn off this fan. I can't really. All right. Well, it's picking me up, so that's good. All right. Yeah, I've been wanting to make this video for a while, or something the like, and I've just been putting it off and 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 off, because all I do is constantly talk myself out of doing things. And the weird thing is I know that it's wrong to do, but still, what I ended up doing was talking myself out of doing it because I don't know, a self-worth thing and whatever. So, anyways, one of the last times I was in the garage here, I've recorded a few videos and I haven't really posted them. And part of that is mainly I overthink what it is that I'm wanting to do, how I want to actually, finish this and edit it, or like I want to have like some sort of fancy edit or something, I guess. And in reality, I'm gonna tilt this up just a hair. Whatever. Good enough, I think, right? Yeah, that's better. Anyways, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, just basically just coming up with a bunch of excuses to not edit it. I don't like how I look. I don't like how I sound. I don't like what I'm talking about. So, anyways, I just got off work. I work at Amazon as a driver. It's not bad. Not great, but hey, it's a job, so can't complain. Anyways, and while I was gonna talk about stuff, I was just gonna tinker around with a couple things in my shop that is a little it's organized chaos. Uh-oh. Is this? No. Oh no. Sorry, I just noticed one of my batteries was blinking red, and that means the battery is needs evaluation. So, anyways, organized chaos up in this thing. And I got a Grizzly jointer off Facebook Marketplace. There was a key thing missing to it. It was $50, and it was in it was just like rough condition because of surface rust, and I have since cleaned it up, and it looks a lot better. Yeah, looks a lot better. And when I would turn it on, it would make a horrendous noise, and I thought the motor was exploding. And I have recently found out that it was not because the motor's actually exploding. It's actually because one of the people, owners, whatever, before me, I think was trying to do the same thing and get a decent deal on a jointer, and then I don't know, they started taking out the blades, and then they stripped a couple of the bolts, so every time I turned it on, the blades would come loose and start smacking the surface and then not allow it to spin, and it sounded horrible. So that's what I got this epoxy for, because I tried super glue and that didn't work. I was too lazy to go to Home Depot because long work days and getting home late. I don't know. I just wanted to try a quick fix from Meyer. So I got some Loctite epoxy quickset that should be done in roughly 5 minutes. Um, so we'll see. We'll see how well that goes. Anyways, the last time I was in the garage here, I was talking about losing my mom and kind of how that felt, kind of what I was thinking, kind of what I was feeling. And since then, it's been, I think, without a surprise, it hasn't really gotten any easier. Um, if anything, I think maybe some things have gotten easier in the sense of having worked through. Um, but kind of the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to actually, I don't know what the hell, I need to work through some things. And something I found that helps me while I'm on the road delivering is actually, I don't do this every time I'm on the road, but is actually just talking to myself out loud. There's things that I wish people would ask me, but they don't. And then I feel like it's weird when I'm like, I tell someone what I want them to ask me, and then they do, and then it feels like I'm making them do it, and then I feel weird about it because then it doesn't feel, I guess, organic and natural and whatever. So that's I know something that I need to work through personally. Um, so being able to talk with myself to myself in kind of different um, perspectives, which is pretty much just two different perspectives. I don't know if that makes sense. I don't know if I sound like a fucking crazy person or whatever. All I know is that it does help. And I guess part of the reason why I'm here doing this is because I want to more or less have like a video diary kind of thing where I don't know, I've been wanting to make content. I have ideas of things that I want to make, but I think there's other things that get in the way, namely something like this. And another thing that I've been trying to, I guess, somewhat live by or incorporate in my life is the seek discomfort motto from Yes Theory, which I think is a really cool idea. And part of the reason why I always have this idea when I'm working that I come home, I come to the garage, I work on this stuff, I talk to the camera, I do whatever, and then throughout the day, it's a really good idea. And then when it comes later and later in the day and closer to actually doing this, I am working on all the ways of talking myself out of it. Why, I don't know, just all these reasons to just not do it, and then just go inside and play Overwatch and hang out with my friends, or just play some sort of game. And I like games. I think games are good. I think they're fun. It's a way to hang out with some friends, a way to be competitive, a way to strategize and problem solve. I think there's a whole bunch of cool benefits to it as well. But also using that as an escape to avoid doing this, which I think would be good for myself. I don't know if that is selfish, and if it is, I don't know if it's like rightfully so or whatever. All I know is I need to work through things, and it's been some time. It's been going on 3 years now, which is crazy. And lots of ups and downs throughout, lots of good, lots of bad that have happened throughout the time, and it just sucks, you know? because I never wanted to give up on my mom. My mom was, uh, she had issues. Everyone's got issues. My mom struggled with drinking. I don't know. I don't really know the full story on a lot of things, but I guess part of it is. See, here's where I'm struggling is if, like, I don't know if I should be talking about my story or not. Is that even something that I want to put out? And the part of me that wants me to do it says that maybe I should because I'm stepping out of my comfort zone, and then the other part of me is that I'm going to get in trouble for putting stuff out there for whatever reason, whether I understand or don't. So, I don't know. Anyways, so just a little bit of, I think it would be good because it's something to say out loud and to relive for myself, because a lot of the reliving and thinking and stuff that I do is internally, so having your internal monologue, that internal voice. I don't know how it is for other people, but I can't be the only one where it's something like this. I feel like it's similar to a majority of other people. I could be wrong, but the ability to think many thoughts, even like simultaneously or like kind of rapid fire, or one after the other, after the other, after the other, you can do that a lot faster than speaking. So you could have, say you think 10 thoughts within 1 second, but if you were to say all those 10 thoughts out loud, it's going to take you longer than a second, because you can only speak so fast, even if you speak very fast, like one of my sisters who is incredibly fast speaking sometimes. Anyways, I think that allows for more processing to happen. It allows to hear the words out loud. And that's not something that I typically do, because I would typically stay to myself most of the time, because it's always don't bother other people with your stuff. It's not that bad. Other people have it worse. Things of that nature. And so, I don't know whether I agree with it or not. It's something that I guess I've learned throughout the years, and I'm trying to change it, because obviously what's going on right now isn't working, and if I keep doing the same thing, it's only going to keep not working. So I need to do something, you know? And I think part of that, I think, is talking out loud, and maybe there's part of me that wants to create content. I can kind of mix this together or whatever, and I don't know, I have a friend to talk to, a person that will listen, I don't know, things of that nature. So anyways, let me grab some snips real quick. I guess this will work. I need to grab a towel too, or a couple towels. So yeah, anyways, my name's Zach. I don't know what channel I'm posting this on. I don't know if I'm going to start a new one or keep it on my, I guess, original channel, which would be Fortuna, which has started out as a disc golf channel. And I might do that because that's honestly how I've always been known or identified, is by my last name. Like, that's always seemingly become my my nickname, I guess, if you will, for however many years at this point. Which is kind of funny when when you understand by the time I graduated high school, I went to 11 different schools, and in most of those schools my nickname has become my last name, and that wasn't even it wasn't how I would introduce myself. It was just I would introduce myself as Zach, but then my last name, like, people would find out, and it would eventually become just my nickname, which is always weird. So I think it's only right that that becomes, or I think it might be only right that it becomes God damn it, my personal channel, not just disc golf, but kind of everything included, if that makes sense. Or all encompassing, I guess, would be a better way to say that. All right, so it takes 5 minutes to set. So at 8 o'clock ish, hopefully that will grab that bolt and let me pull it out so I can actually see this machine run with the belts attached. Okay, so yeah, something I like to do is ramble sometimes. That's fine. So yeah, I went to 11 different schools. By the time I graduated, I was my senior year. I graduated from Eisenhower, and I remember, I don't know, I was behind in a couple classes because every time I would transfer, depending on where you were at versus the school you were going into, like math or something, or English, which were the ones that I was behind in, because where I was at and then the gap that I needed to cross to the school that I was going into was so big that I ended up just being dropped back. I think it was mainly just math, but the point being was my English was behind. I was missing like half a credit or something in English. I did extra homework on the side, and I was originally able to walk with my class, and then by the time I ended up going to rehearsal with my mom, because I was out here with my parents are divorced. My dad and my stepmom and two youngest sisters lived out in California, and then I'm from Michigan, and sorry, I know this is going to be a long video, and I don't think I really want to edit this. I think I'm just going to let it kind of write out, because I know I'll get better with this over time if I just keep on working to talk and have a better flow. I'll stop saying so much or like or whatever. At least that's the hopes. Anyways, come to graduation time, my mom got a phone call, and long story short, I was no longer able to walk because I didn't get my last sheet of homework in, like, by the deadline, which I'm pretty sure it was, but at the same time, like, it's hard for me to recall because at a certain point, I just more or less stopped caring about school. The thing that was the most important to me was my family, and being bounced around so much kind of made things very weird and difficult. And I don't know, it just sucked, honestly. It just sucked, and I didn't understand it until like later on, and I'm still working on that. So anyways, I don't want to get caught up on, like, I'm not saying it for it to be a sob story. Again, I'm saying it so I can personally relive and work through things, because I know I'm not defined by my past. I get to define who I am now and in moving forward. Um, and my one of my issues is being stuck in the past, and that's not where I want to be. Um, so, anyways, um, yeah, I guess so. That's more or less that's how it was. I bounced around a lot. I struggled with family and ultimately school, and I didn't really see the point in school because the thing that was important to me was family and the people I loved. And unfortunately, I didn't get to, at least I don't feel like I was able to create really strong bonds with a lot of people around me that were family. Honestly, I think some of the closest people I was with were um, probably my grandparents, my Grammy and Pappy, who were very, to me, loving, but I know they had their problems, and there's baggage that comes with that too. It's just it's totally crazy, but that's for another time maybe. Anyways, I think I'm getting a little off topic here, kinda, whatever. Working through that, there was this time where I used to really not like my mom, because I was always told my mom was, or maybe made to believe is a better way of saying it, that my mom was this totally crazy person who was X, Y, Z, and the other thing. And I used to, I guess, believe that, but then there was a point where I stopped believing it so much and started, I guess, realizing more that she had her own issues. And the thing that sucks is I had a big realization of that after she had died, and it just sucks because it was before it was there's practically no chance of things becoming better. There was like just enough to have a relationship with my mom, and then, but even though it was practically zero, it still wasn't zero because she was still around. But when she died, there eventually came that point of realization of it will never be better. And you can look at it like it'll be better being able to live with it and work through it and still have a better relationship with her, even with her being gone. I do believe that, and that's kind of what I'm trying to get through with this. But at the same time, being able to have those talks with her, or whenever we're really able to have those talks, but the potential of maybe possibly that happening is for sure gone, and that sucks. It really sucks because there was just a couple times where she was actually talking to someone about her problems and her issues with alcohol and all that, but before they could really make any movement, I guess. Well, that's hard for me to say because maybe she felt like there was a lot of movement and understanding, but for there to be a ripple effect that started affecting the ones around her, like her kids that were worried about her and wanted maybe a different life or whatever, didn't get to happen. So one egg. Okay, she's ignoring me. Whatever. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, it just we didn't get to see anything of that happen. So we didn't find out until afterwards that she was actually trying to talk to someone. She literally went for, I think it was 2 sessions, and then she got really sick and collapsed at home, and an ambulance took her, and then it wasn't too long after that it was making the decision on pulling the plug. And that's a wild thing. I used to really resent my mom for a lot of things, and there's still some things that I'm working on forgiving for, or understanding how to get to that forgiveness, or work through it. I'm not saying that very well, just because it's hard. It's really hard, and I used to say some really mean, nasty things that I mean, I very much regret now, and I regretted to an extent then too afterwards, but it was really me just saying things because I didn't really know how to ask for help, or that like help was needed, or I didn't understand and I wanted to understand and I wanted to get through, and I guess I just had different viewpoints than others, and I wasn't very good at communicating that, and I don't think I'm very good at communicating that now, but I don't know. I think it's weird. It's kind of like having two me's. There's like the me that exists now in real time, and then there's this other me that's like past me but coexists with me, and it's kind of like two personalities at the same time. And that other one is, oh my god, I lost my train of thought. What I was gonna say there. Oh, it's what I was gonna say is I have this understanding from like both angles, where I do believe that everyone matters, and everyone, I think, deserves to be heard out, listened to, has some sort of significance to add to the world. Anything that I guess falls into that side of the scale, I guess, or that area of people. And then there's the other me that is, nope. Like, you're talking crazy. What's wrong with you? What's your damage? Internally, what I say is, what the fuck is wrong with you? And like, you don't need to say this. You don't need to this. You don't need to that. And it sucks, because I what I feel more is true, or I guess the right thing to do would be feeling that what I am saying, doing, and thinking and feeling is important, and I should maybe express that. And then at the same time, having, and I know I'm not the only one. I'm not doing this for, I don't even know. I'm doing this to, I guess, selfishly help myself out. Again, like I was saying earlier, just working through this stuff and saying it out loud helps. Talking out loud at work helps. And what I wanted to do is work on making videos, but this is, to me, like the speed bump that's in the way, that I need to work through this and start somewhere. I need to start somewhere, because it's going to get to a point where it's like, I don't want to be freaking 80 years old and then like having to go through this, and if that's what it was, then that's what it is. It's better late than never, but I'd rather starting out. I already feel like I'm so late at this point, um, but I'm still early 30s. You know, like I don't like. Sure, I get you're practically dead. I've had that same thought where it's like, oh, you're like 30, you're so fucking old or whatever. But at the same time, like you're really not. I mean, it's all like I do believe that age is just a number. They're like I guess I have some naivete, naiveness, whatever. I don't think that's a word, but towards that. But at the same time, I think if you if you live like you're 100 years old or like you're super old, even though you're in your 30s or something, I think that's going to reflect that, and vice versa. If you live like if your energy matches that of someone who is active and doing things, even if you're 60 something years old, that you won't appear to be 60. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, what it is that I'm even trying to say here. Anyways, I feel like I'm still late to the party of doing this, but at the same time, not either. I just know that I need to do something and I need to change, and I feel like this will help. And I guess also selfishly, in a way, I hope that this does help someone else as well, because I do think everyone has something to give, and maybe what I say doesn't resonate with 99% of people, but if it does resonate with 1% of people and it helps them, like that's what I wanted. That's what I needed. Maybe something like this. I needed someone to talk to, or maybe hearing someone who has these same kind of feelings helps me, like, all right, I'm not alone, which is like, I think a totally cliche thing, but at the same time, I don't think is untrue. I want to see if this is, what time is it? Oh yeah, it's been like 15 minutes. But it is, how long until it's fully set? Because that is still, whatever, it's still goopy. Yeah, anyways. Um, so I guess part of, I don't know, how long has this been? I don't know, half hour? Man, that's a little long. I don't know, stop, just, stop doing that, dude. Oh my god. You're doing so good. So far. Anyways, I've been wanting to do this for such a long time, and I'm the only one that's holding me back. And part of what I was hoping for was to have someone in my life encourage me to do this. And maybe I have, and I just haven't seen it. And that still falls into the category of I'm just stopping myself. And if someone's been telling me to do something like this and I still haven't done it, and then I want to, I guess, blame them, I'm still the one that has stopped myself from doing it because I didn't hear them or whatever. And I don't, I'm trying not to beat myself up so much, because man, it's one thing to be broken and bruised physically on the outside, but to also be the person who makes yourself broken and bruised on the inside, especially when you know the things that really can break you yourself and bruise yourself and really hurt yourself because you know your own buttons, per se. I think makes it that much worse and that much harder to do things. So like I said, I haven't done it too many times. It's only been relatively recently that I started, like at work, talking out loud when things are getting really hard, or I'm really just kind of beating myself up on the inside, or I'm thinking really negatively about things. That talking out loud and asking those things that I'm wanting to be asked, ask myself those things, or talk to myself about the thing that I want to talk about, because talking does help. talking out loud helps, talking to someone who you can talk to. And if that person happens to be just yourself, then I talk to that person. Um, there's still things that I need to work on. I know I need to go see someone to talk to as well. I know that would be beneficial. Um, but I gotta start somewhere, you know, and um, I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not, and everyone's story is different. There's differences in so many different ways, but can I think ultimately be in like the same pool of things where it's um, don't let this stop you from, you know, living your life or doing what it is that you want to do, um, because it's if you want to change, if you want things to be different, even if it's just the tiniest things, um, because if there's something that you want changed, even if it's the tiniest thing, but that change isn't happening, only you can make that change, and hoping for someone else to do it for you or give you that encouragement that you're hoping that they give you, it just might not be there, or your support system just might not quite be there, or whatever. Um, start with little things, and don't don't beat your don't beat yourself up so much. I know, at least for me, that's a hard thing to do, but I'm working on it. I know it's possible. Um, so I'm trying, and part of it is actually, I don't know if I should be saying like give a shout out to whoever, but I feel like I should, because I really would like to thank a few people that I've watched their videos and streams and stuff, and I think they have really insightful things to say. Which one of them is Dr. K, um, with Healthy Gamer GG, and also Thor from Pirate Software. And the one thing I wanted to point out is Thor. I really like the way that they both think, even though they also think in very different ways. It's also kind of going down the same path. And Thor had the idea of, I don't know if it was his idea or if he heard it somewhere or whatever, but he's the one who I heard it from, which was essentially, like, if you're trying to change and you find that it's difficult, that you can't, or things are too hard, or what have you, make a bet with yourself and give yourself X amount of time. And the time he said was, say, in 3 months. And make a bet with yourself that if, and you can make up whatever bet it is that you want with yourself, and then give yourself 3 months or whatever time frame you want to give. What he said, make a bet with yourself that in 3 months, that as long as I can put, oh no. Oh, dang it. And I'm sidetracked real quick because my thing just fell over. I'll fix it in a second. Anyways, make a bet with yourself that in 3 months' time, if I keep for these 3 months, I will keep doing X. So say you want to be more consistent, or you want to work out and you want to get in shape and whatever, and you want to do it in the morning, and you want to do it Monday, Wednesday, Friday, but you can't seem to do it, and for whatever reason it's too hard. You're, I don't know, so stuck in your way. But whatever excuse, whatever reason, whatever it is that's stopping you from doing it. Make a bet with yourself and put those feelings aside. And for 3 months, you will follow Monday, Wednesday, Friday. You get up and you go work out for whatever it is. I don't know, say you work out for a half hour and you do whatever that it is that you want to do in the gym that day for Monday, Wednesday, Friday of every single week for those 3 months. And then when the 3 months is up, kind of revisit how you feel. And if anything, nothing's changed and you're not out anything, but I guess you do get to say that you did this for whatever and it didn't work, it didn't change, whatever. You're basically net zero. But I think any one of us here can maybe understand is, well, for 3 months you were consistent at working out on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And maybe during that time you were able to find something else along the way that maybe you enjoyed. Maybe you started doing different workouts. Maybe instead of working out lifting heavy, you started doing more reps, less weight. Or maybe you found out that you like running instead of lifting weights, or you just like doing body weight stuff, or like calisthenics or something like that. So I mean, I think it's pretty cut and dry. It's just the act of doing, and then just not. I think, at least in my understanding and my feeling towards it is, for sure there is a try not to be beating yourself up so dang much, because it's just ultimately it's hurting yourself, and it sucks to hurt. So why do it? Why do it to yourself? So yeah. What are we at? 42 minutes. Cool. It's been a lot. That's a lot of rambling. This is a lot of rambling. And my freaking epoxy thing fell out. So let me. So it's not it's a 5-minute set time, but I wonder how long it takes for it to actually harden. Let me do this real quick before I go on. I think I will have to. No, don't do that. No, don't do that. Stop it. I'll probably have to come in here in the morning. And give it a shot. And then if this doesn't work, I gotta get something else. Like, an actual extractor set. So actually going to Home Depot. Anyways, I just wanted to come out here and talk for a bit and actually do what I've been telling myself for a while now, that I've been excited to do, but then eventually talking myself out of it. I've been doing it for, no joke, like easily months, if not, dare I say, years. Because I don't even think I posted the original, the original like garage video, talking about after my mom dying, to my channel. I think I just posted it to my Facebook or something. So maybe I'll repost that. But It doesn't exactly matter. Um, the point is I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and I don't want to wait any longer. I've been doing a lot of waiting as it is. Uh, so yeah. Um, so I don't know. I get general ideas of what I things that I want to do are um, I don't know, just kind of like exploring things and just doing things. Um, I mean, I like playing games. I like tinkering in the garage. I like taking stuff apart and putting it back together. It's kind of the idea with everything that I've got going on in here. Um, uh, but also the idea is I like the idea of woodworking. I've done some of it uh, in the past, but I want to do a little more. Um, Honestly, I have a kind of a weird fascination with cutting boards. Part of that comes with I like cooking, and having a nice cutting board um, for doing that is cool. Um, I think cutting boards are also a great tool that counts as that goes it doubles as a cutting board and also a plate, because you can have everything set up on there. And I don't know, maybe it's just me and it's a weird idea, um, but that's kind of what I use cutting boards for here. um, I don't know, I like cutting boards. I like making things. I want to do some stuff. I want to learn some stuff. I want to be a little more hands-on. I like disc golfing. I really like disc golfing. I mean, I really like throwing frisbees, or discs. I used to be the one that was they're discs and not frisbees. It's not it's not that serious. I mean, I get it. I totally get it. Um, but I like throwing discs. Um, there's something beautiful and majestic about having a really nice flight. I mean, even if it's just catch with your friend with like a beach frisbee, um, or throwing like a 500-foot shot, making a sweet putt, having a great approach. I mean, the sport of disc golf I love. I think is so cool. And I've been out of it for some time. I've played more than a handful of times, like a few dozen times, if not more. But not as much as I used to. And I like to think that I'm pretty good at it. Um, I don't know what I want to do with my skills just yet with it. If I want to keep, like, what I want to pursue, what I want to do. Um, Obviously, a lot of it rides on kind of where I'm at in life. Um, we're probably going to be moving out of this place at some point. I mean, well, not at some point. We for sure are moving out of this place at some point in less than a year. Um, it would be cool to have something a little more permanent. Um, I think there can be more focus on other things instead of um, worrying about where we're gonna live. Um, and then obviously work is a big factor, because if I'm spending 8-10 hours a day on the road, um, there's not much time left in the day for other things, because sleep is needed. Um, yeah, so there's a lot. There's totally a lot, and it would be cool to have um, a little more flexibility. So I don't know. I don't know what that looks like, but as of right now, um, I do have time. So I work full time here is 4 days a week, so that means I have 3 days off. There have been a lot of those off days, just kind of doing whatever. Um, a lot of it, I don't want to say unfortunately, but just kind of needing to be with myself, um, and doing, I guess, what it feels like I need to be doing to help myself. But I think that turned into hiding from myself and hiding from what would help me. Again, which is kind of why we're here. So, yeah. I'm just working on being better in all aspects of my life. So, yeah. And if you're still here 50 minutes in, thank you. For anyone who watches this, and thank you. And if you made it this far, thank you. I think this was, I don't know, good, bad, this and that, but it was definitely good in the sense that I came out here and I talked. I feel a lot better right now. I feel a little more still. And I guess what I mean by that is, I don't know, it's still in terms of like waters. Sometimes it feels like there's days where the water is, like there's just ripples kind of everywhere. It's not a sheet of glass water quite yet, but there's not as many ripples going on right now. So thanks for listening, I suppose. Yeah.